Is this good enough for you? Are we 2 for 2 on campsites this trip?
It is pretty epic, yes. No showers.
What I like about
we gotta go. And he's like, hey, why don't we pull over to that interesting mining area?
Oh man, we must have snagged something. 'Cause that is straight up busted.
So you're supposed to put coals all the way around the edge to cook the top?
Mm-hmm. Good morning. Well, I don't even know where to start. So, assuming that last weekend we ended right here, now this is the next episode is we're going to make our way out of Red Rock Canyon Campground and go through Death Valley, and I think we've decided if we can make it, it's 5 hours away, we'd really like to go to Racetrack Playa. This is in Death Valley, or near Death Valley, where these rocks end up sliding across the flats. We'd really like to go there. What?
Because I lost my gloves, so now I'm using socks. This is me in my new life.
This is me in my new life.
Do you like it? Huh?
Alaska
Jammies,
boots, pajamas.
Alaska boots, socks on the hands. Boom.
Well, we're gonna miss your Breville. I mean, we're gonna miss you guys.
Yeah, we're gonna miss you stealing our coffee in the morning.
Your motive to our friendship.
What a great few days, though.
It was fun.
It's really fun. The dog.
Excellent.
Whose phone's that?
I like to be in the outlet there.
There it is.
No, let's go do it.
The Zabrayski
Oh my
Point.
gosh, look at it. Let's go do it. Looks awesome.
So the best part about having a tiny rig is you can pull over anytime.
Immediately. Even when the driver is reluctant to do so, I can poke enough and get her to do it.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Trish just doesn't like to stop.
Listen,
okay? You've heard me say this
I
before.
made progress. Anybody who drives knows I passed a Prius, I passed a fifth wheel, I passed somebody else, and then this one over here is like, pull over. I'm like, do you know what I've accomplished?
Okay, here's the deal. We're in the Death Valley, and this is Zabriskie Point.
We're in
It's,
the Death Valley.
did I say that?
Yeah.
But it is beautiful to be out here in Death Valley because it's gorgeous. So if you're not familiar with Death Valley, this is the lowest point in the United States, 282 feet below sea level. That's Badwater Basin. Also, not only the lowest, but the hottest. Recorded temperature up to 134 degrees.
At the lake or something.
Furnace Creek.
Creek, yes.
Okay? So pretty interesting to be out here in this environment. Now, I've driven through it a dozen times as a kid on the way to Lake Tahoe. But I never really paid attention. It's gorgeous out here, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, you know the Borax family. They're the ones who brought national awareness to this area and then started
There's also-
preserving Death Valley. Well, they
Okay.
were.
They're also
and
the
then-
mining, right?
Right.
Yeah, okay.
And so, anyway, so the Borax family brought some attention over here, and it wasn't a national park until '94.
Gotcha.
But in the '30s is when it all started. So, interesting.
Anyhow, so we aren't going to stay long, although it is pretty through here. We're on our way and on a tight time frame to get down to
You're
Racetrack
the one
Playa.
who wants to be there for the golden hour.
Well, I
He's
didn't
like-
want to just
he's
pass
like, no
this.
showers. I'm like, well, can we work out? No working out. Can
Well,
we take
here's
showers?
the thing.
No showers.
What I like about-
We've got to go. And then he's like, hey, why don't we pull over to that interesting mining area after you've already passed all these cars?
Are you done?
I
Are you
love
done?
that
Are
idea.
you done? Are you done?
This is what I'm like when I get 0 sleep. I get
Okay.
no shower. I don't get to work out. No, I'm moving on.
Okay, I'm turning this on. We did not see this coming. It's an hour and 38 minutes left, but we're on Washboard Road. It's beautiful, and it's 60 degrees. Big thumbs up there. Where are you going? Are you coming back from the racetrack?
Have you been up?
No.
Not yet. We had some lovely visitors drive by.
Yes.
Can we explain the gloves? Dog got sick.
It might not be exactly what you're thinking. Charlie didn't get car sick. He got into Piper's dog food last night, and I guess it didn't agree with him. So, anyway. So anyhow, we're cleaning that up. We got about 24 more miles of Washboard Road, and we just bumped into a couple in a Jeep, and they said it is worth going. And there's campsites down there, which is kind of nice. So we're going to regroup and decide how to proceed. You pass some? I think he was in a Jeep Wrangler.
Good boy, good boy, good boy, you made it! You did it! Yay! Charlie! Yay!
Finally. It's not freezing.
Yes.
There's no wind. This is so much better. I think this is the first night that expectations turned into the reality, other than the drive here.
Wait, just a reenactment. Trish, this is the best RVing moment we've ever had, besides everything in the last 7 hours.
How do you like your new fire starting tool?
Honestly,
Yeah?
you said no hatchet, and I was kind of annoyed. But then you brought this puppy out. You are fully forgiven.
Oh yeah, I figured I would be.
Sunset's pretty neat.
Okay, we are here. Here is,
Tea Kettle Junction.
thank you. And for the first time since Moab, we are completely alone. And that's exactly what this teardrop is made to be, alone. We're having wine, and we're gonna have a yummy dinner.
Well, when we say alone, we just mean out in the boondocks. If we had our like group of friends around us, that would be even better.
Oh yeah, that'd be even better.
We don't mean like just
The thing about this teardrop is when you get out of it, you are in the public.
Exposed.
Yes, and so it's just kind of nice to have solitude with this type of rig.
Look,
and have a
even-
fire, and Charlie's hanging out on the cot.
He's even closing. He was closing his eyes. He was
Yes.
like, oh, finally, the road isn't shaking. Awesome.
That smell brings back memories.
I'm gonna add some onions, some peppers. We're gonna put some garlic, olive oil on this bread and toast it over the fire. And then we're gonna try a dump cake. I watched probably 10 videos on YouTube to try and figure out a dump cake. So this is what I have so far. We're gonna put in some berries. This is like pie filling. I've already put Pam on this so that there's no sticking. Hopefully we don't burn it, but I bet it'll be good. So we're gonna put pie filling, and then you put 1 box of cake mix. This is butter yellow. And then, so you put the pie filling, you put the cake mix, and then you put little chunks of butter on top. You put it over the coals, and then you put some coals on, you put the lid on, and you put some coals on the top. So it makes it brown on the top and sizzling on the bottom. I hope it turns out. We'll see. Mouse. There's a mouse.
Where? Oh, there he goes.
Charlie's gonna try to catch it.
No.
It's behind our tire.
Oh, this is not okay. Where is it?
Charlie's on it.
No.
It's right there. It's right there. I see its tail.
What are you doing, Trish?
Well, this is a fat little mouse. There's no such thing as a fat desert animal. Okay, so this guy knows what he's doing.
I do that to keep him away.
Keep him at bay.
So if you've ever seen, like at an RV park, especially out west in Arizona and that kind of stuff, if you've seen lights, like string lights and strobing lights underneath RVs and wondered what was going on, that's because the mice are a little uneasy initially to those types of lights. They eventually get used to it, which is why random and strobing lights work, but the last thing we need is a mouse crawling up into anything and making his home. But I doubt that'll be the case. I'd be more worried in an RV. But man, this dinner's looking good.
Oh, good. Thanks for saying that. That's what I'm talking about. A little
Right there.
hot, sizzly.
Oh,
see,
yeah.
I need that brown.
Oh, that looks good.
Let's see. Yes!
Oh, yeah.
Dinner time. Look at that. Woo! That's exciting. I should have held it.
Ooh.
Oh!
That looks pretty good.
That looks amazing. Wow.
Wow.
What is that? Like first timer's luck or something?
I don't know.
What?
How is it? Is it hot?
I can't feel my mouth. But wow.
Is it good?
Taste this. Get here. This has to be one of the best desserts Mom's ever made.
Probably because it's the only
Well.
I've ever made.
Ooh, hot.
So good though.
That is good. In the spirit of full disclosure and transparency, when Charlie had an accident in the back of the Jeep on our way out here, and Trish and I pulled over, had I turned the camera on, I'd be buried out here somewhere. Okay? But in that moment, as Trish was talking to me about the situation, I thought, we're gonna have to sell the teardrop. That's what was going through my mind. But, Trish, would you say that tonight has turned around?
It's turned around, but I'm telling you, this is not easy.
It's not easy. But the weather got a little.
Pretend like this is
It's
easy.
yeah, we definitely don't want to pretend that it's easy. But at the same time,
We have been spoiled from our RVing.
we have been spoiled. It is camping and it has been cold.
But at least it's not freezing and there's no wind.
Yes.
You know what's pretty nice though?
What?
I got my bed set up. I got all my blankets pretty
Yeah.
set up. So tonight, well, it's like everywhere, you know what I mean? So tonight I'll make my bed. And we got bread.
And then tomorrow, Racetrack Playa.
With most things in the desert, you have to slow down to appreciate the beauty. The beauty here is in the silence. Walking on a mosaic surface that stretches almost 3 miles long and over 1 mile wide, with a difference in elevation of only 1.5 inches between the two ends, making it one of the flattest places on Earth. Racetrack Playa earned its name from a phenomenon called ice shoving. When less than a millimeter of ice melts, the rocks can slide up to 9 feet per minute, leaving a trail of evidence behind. There were no racetracks visible during our visit, but we still had fun playing with the rocks.
this good enough for you? Are we 2 for 2 on campsites this trip?
It is pretty epic, yes.
Well, let's take the site with the big, beautiful fire wreath.
Under the rock?
Under the rock, and see what that looks like at nighttime.
Yes.
You want to put the teardrop up there?
I think the teardrop could go like this way.
Welcome to the Alabama Hills. This is something I've seen a lot of photos on and a lot of videos on, and it is even more stunning in person. So the thing I think I like the most about this is if you have a big rig, travel trailer, fifth wheel, Class A, anything, there are sites everywhere. In fact, I even, when I was droning, saw a Class A parked behind, and the road is not that washboard. It's right next to Lone Pine. It's coming right down the 395. This is a must stop. Now I know a lot of people are going to ask for this exact location. There isn't a bad campsite up here. Okay, so once you go into Lone Pine and you come up on Movie Set Road and you start really looking back here in Alabama Hills, every site is potentially the best site you've ever seen. So just keep that in mind.
Where's the? I'm all worked up. Where's this leash?
Will you take it out a nice
I was just about to say.
This is gorgeous. I wonder what it's like when it's summertime here. It must be bananas.
You mean with campgrounds?
With
you mean
campers.
campers?
But look, we could have somebody with a fifth wheel here.
Oh
Like,
yeah.
Imagine if we had a group. There's a big flat, like Olga and Chad could have gone right there.
Yep.
And we're here, and then someone else could go there.
Well, look at their sites everywhere.
Everywhere.
Absolutely everywhere. A lot of people have been asking on Facebook and other social media platforms, how long does it take for you to set that tent up?
Well, you see, Father, today I conducted that experiment. So what I did is I simply unraveled the tent and timed it with the time lapse that you can see here that we will overlay. And simply, it takes 2 minutes and 24 seconds and 68 milliseconds.
Okay. We got a little persuaded by the big, what would you call that? Like the fireplace?
Yeah.
Like the fireplace
it's like
site?
a focal point.
Okay, it's too popular. Okay, it's too much of an attraction. Here's my tip. Just every site out here is beautiful.
Yes.
Pick a site that is not such an attraction, because with this big, beautiful fireplace is glass. People that
Do not clean up after
themselves, and plastic and trash, and it's gross.
And the dog got into something that was pretty disgusting.
Yeah, it's gross. And so, and it's because this is like a group site.
Yeah.
And
But you know, whatever you can find,
it's going to be amazing. I mean, I'm looking at a site right there that is spectacular.
Like the moon is up,
and
the sun is setting over here. So the, what do you call those? The Whitney,
Mount Whitney portal.
But that whole,
well, it's the Sierras.
the Sierras, they're like making the shadow over here.
Yeah,
It's amazing.
that's true. That is the outline of Mount Whitney.
Yeah.
Casting on that
It's
mountain.
not the Alabama Hills. It's the huge mountain range behind us.
Yeah.
That's
Pretty cool. Okay, here we go. 20 psi, and go. So there's a little thermometer right here, kind of like a fishbowl from thermometer, and so it says it's about 75. Look at that, isn't that awesome? Look at that.
It's not freezing.
No, it's 75.
Like, I would be happy to take a shower in this.
Do you want to?
Yeah?
So Caleb and I took a little road shower. It was cold. It was cold, but it was worth it. Feel a little better after 3 days. But I'll tell you something else we were doing tonight. We made a fire under this huge mantle, and we were playing around with Tricia's iPhone 11 Pro, and I just saw this little orange icon that said 3 seconds, and so I clicked it, and then I set the long exposure to 10 seconds, and then ended up taking these shots with her iPhone, nighttime shots with her iPhone. It was pretty cool. So definitely be putting those on Instagram. That was kind of cool to do. Everyone had to sit still for about 10 seconds so the photo wasn't blurred.
And the best thing was is that Dad's like, don't move, and then he just wouldn't tell you when the photo's done. So you're just like, are we done yet? And I'd like, hold on,
No,
because he's looking at the photo.
You're like, are you done yet? Are you done yet? I would say
just slow.
Okay.
I would say that the Alabama Hills, in regards to campsites, completely delivered. Now remember, when you're going around a turn, even though the trailer's short, the trailer is going to be a little closer to the curb than the Jeep.
Yeah.
So if you cut things too close, then the trailer's going to go over a rock.
Okay. Mom, I'm going 15
God, this
miles.
is beautiful. Where's my camera?
Right here.
This is insane.
Do I turn right? Keep going?
I think you keep going.
Okay,
Man, look at these campsites. Unbelievable. I think the thing I like the most about the Alabama Hills is that there are so many campsites, and the road is not really that washboard. So if you have a big rig, I would have no concerns bringing our toy hauler back here.
Yeah.
Except it's gonna get dirty.
It would get dirty.
But that's okay.
But you should know, pretty much everywhere we've been on this trip has had 0 cell phone service.
Yeah. Not just a little.
Okay, I've got to show this to you in case you're coming up the 395 and you're in Lone Pine or you camp out in Alabama Hills. I wanted you to make sure you know where Whitney is. I think I mentioned in this episode earlier, I don't know if they made the edit or not, that I've been to the top of Whitney twice. Once from the backside as I completed the John Muir Trail, which is about 211 miles, starts in Yosemite. And then the second time I came up here with my nephew and brother, and we did Whitney from the front side. Whitney Portal, I don't know if you can see that little cut in the road. Whitney Portal starts, I think, at about, can't quite remember, like 9,000 or 11,000 feet. Whitney's 14,505. It very much looks like that is the tallest peak up here, and you would think that's Whitney, but it's not. Whitney is actually that peak right there, if I can show you. Anyhow, it's absolutely gorgeous up here, especially this time of year. Are you ready to go to Lake Tahoe?
Yes, I'm ready to take a shower.
All right. You excited to see Carson and Tori?
Ecstatic.
Wait, what are you talking about? We have the road shower.
Hey, hello, Charlie.
Jay, say hi.
Pretty simple.
Pretty simple. And that's it. It's called camping, Gordon.
It's camping.
Yeah.
You know what my favorite part of coming back is?
What?
To this house? There's Caleb. There's Victoria. There's Carson. Look at all that hair.
Hi.
Oh, look who it is. Just throw those down right there. Huh? What is that?
Oh my gosh. Look, look, look. Now he passed his boards. Wait. Put it on. He passed his boards. So now he's got this.
Yeah, what is
Tell
that?
us what this is.
Battery.
Battery B.
Oh, okay. All right, we're gonna get to you, okay?
You too.
And then look, now he's a private. So look, he's got this.
Oh, nice.
Yes, and then his year of graduation.
Sweet.
So good. I can bear. Next time I'm gonna need a stool to
And
stand
he's
up
not
on.
through growing yet. I'm
No.
Sure.
No.
All right, I'm gonna get started editing.
Sounds good.
What are we having for dinner?
Well, first it's margaritas with some guacamole.
I'm good, right there.
And then we've got some chicken and stuff.
Dad, what are the chances that you'd play the piano? Not now, but sometime during the week we're here?
Probably.
Probably. All right, chances look good.
Our chances are good. So you're saying we have a chance.
All right. Ragtime or Chopin? That's pretty good.
That's all memory, you know.
I
that?
know. When did you learn?
Oh, decades ago.